We moved here 5 years ago, sight unseen, and as we drove down our driveway, we saw this magnificent oak savanna. We were just blown away.
Like most people, you think you live in a house.
This is where I live.
Nope.
We have nature all around us.
If you live here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin,
360 degrees of nature.
you live in the woods.
I spend time in nature every day and encourage that everyone do so.
Everywhere around you are plants, living, breathing green plants, and the greatest among them are trees.
I am a rabid believer in urban forests.
Most Americans live in what's called an urban forest.
Urban forest is a relatively new term within the last 60 years or so, where trees are part of this green infrastructural movement, but it's kind of recognizing that the trees and all of the other living creatures within the city have a benefit. And so nurturing that benefit or trying to make that asset actually as valuable as possible for all of its constituents.
No city ever built stays built. Buildings rise, buildings crumble, trees grow, trees die. Human populations grow, and they keep on growing.
Urban sprawl fragments habitats and decreases ecosystem services and decreases biodiversity. Absolutely.
We can replant trees that die. And so some cities are really seeing the value and the importance of greening their cities and putting a lot of effort in trees. But without that, there's a lot of decline of trees in many parts of the U.S. in urban areas.
I think right now we're holding our own, which is amazing. It is one of these things where chewing gum and duct tape are kind of keeping the boat floating along here, so.
And any physicist can tell you that it's density that floats the boat.
Yeah, so density is having more people live per acre or per square mile. There is less kind of sprawl that takes over other types of land. 100 years ago, people kind of had the right idea when people built the East Hill. You had smaller homes that were close together, centered around parks and schools and stores, that was a really good way to live, and we've kind of fallen away from that practice.
I am standing at the crossroads.
A symbolic line in the zoning code sand.
On this side, the densest sector of Eau Claire. On this side, the greenest and densest tree canopy in the entire city. Something or somebody has got to give.
I think there are ways to harmoniously involve green infrastructure into our communities where it's not a conflict. For many, many years, green infrastructure was seen as an anecdote, sometimes just even something in the way to development.
Are you ready to ride?
We, as people, gravitate toward trees. We like to have canopy coverage. We like to have shade. We like to have a lot of the benefits that trees just intrinsically or passively give us. They've always been a part. It's just how we've looked at them.
There's a lot of conflict, but it's not insolvable conflict. There are solutions to these things, but it's important that environmentalists and ecologists sit at the developers' table and the planners' table.
Eau Claire's motto seems to be build, baby, build, when perhaps it should be, if you plant it, they will come.
Green spaces are essential to community planning. We lose ecosystem services and we lose our resilience within our city, and our cities become unlivable in terms of our quality of life. It even affects our physical health and our mental health.
There's different value that open space adds to a community, and we have to think about what those values are and decide which one to prioritize. So it could be for recreation, it could be for socializing, it could be for exercise, it could be for climate resiliency, tree canopy, ecosystem and habitat. And so we're trying to figure out the best way to do it given limited resources.
As humans, we've proved we can do brick, concrete, and asphalt. We've mastered the hard and the cold. But living in a forested future means embracing trees as roof, as walls, as neighbors, because green infrastructure holds a community together.
Well, that's what we all want, isn't it? We want to live in livable cities. We need a house, we need schools, we need stores, we need roads, but we need to plan them carefully so that we maintain green spaces, green belts, parks, and places so that within 10 minutes, every citizen in the city should be able to get to a green space where they can walk, sit, and enjoy their life. We've lost the resilience of our cities. Who wants to live in urban blight?
It's a community, and these are also constituents of our community. Taking care of our other fellow constituents is a big part of the community and what makes our community what it is, the great community we have.
To help build a greener community, please contact us, cvbiodiversitypartnership.org.
This video was made possible by a grant from the Pablo Foundation.